Firstly, just let me acknowledge and thank you for the service to our nation, of course, and it is indeed an honor for me to be here today. And I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to appear before you to discuss the importance of AI on human rights and economic security in Canada, especially as it relates to susceptible groups and the international human right to work. My name is Jahanzaib Ansari. I am the founder and CEO of Knockri, a Canadian organization that has been operating for a decade. Our mandate is very simple, is to ensure that each and every single Canadian has a fair shot and an equal opportunity, and that no one is ever held back due to unfair gatekeepers from the opportunities that they rightfully have deserved, of course. Our platform is used by large and sophisticated organizations across the private and the public sectors to support hiring, promotions, and training. Our solution is an AI-based solution, as I was sharing, that we had started about 10 years ago now. And collectively, the organizations that use our solution represent a workforce of about 3 million individuals. And that spans from Canada to Tajikistan all the way to Thailand. And so we are covering quite a large span of a workforce in 10 years now. And it's extremely interesting how I started this company. Roughly about 12 years ago, I was applying to jobs and I just wouldn't hear back from a lot of employers. I've got a long ethnic name, which is Jahanzaib. And so I wouldn't hear back, and I was very frustrated at that juncture. And so I anglicized my name. I went from Jason, Jordan to Jacob, and literally in 6 weeks I got a job. And I'm not here to gain any sympathy, but I felt like there are so many skilled Canadians that are probably being overlooked, and that there has to be a better solution to address biases and also create efficiencies in the hiring and the promotions and the training process. And so I came together with a machine learning scientist and an industrial organizational psychologist to essentially create Knockri. And what we have created is a solution that is helping organizations reduce bias in hiring, increase diversity by the basis of merit, improve efficiency, and also deliver a great candidate experience. And unlike some of the other AI hype at the moment, we have started our company from the ground up with a lot of guardrails in mind, and have really ensured that each and every single decision can be traced to how it was actually made. And so we have essentially created a glass box of an algorithm that is transparent, it's auditable, and also it builds a lot of trust. My co-founder, whose name is Faisal Ahmed, he's a machine learning scientist from the University of Toronto, and our chief scientist is Dr. Dave Mears, who specializes in selections and assessments. So, esteemed senators, today, of course, AI has the potential to either, I would say, reinforce existing inequities or to help reduce them. From my observation, I would say spanning over a decade of working with our customers across the private and the public sectors, I'd just like to make 4 brief points, and then we can open up the floor to, of course, any questions. And so I do have to admit, of course, AI is increasingly connected to the international human right to work. And, and that is, of course, we are currently seeing it out in the market right now, and what some of the challenges that come along with that. But when AI is trained responsibly, it can actually uphold a lot of those human rights, including the international recognized right to work as well. Number 3, just through a lot of our customers as it comes to the private and the public sector and the armed forces, we feel that transparency is actually key and accountability are non-negotiable. And so building out solutions, as I said, that are auditable and that you can actually open up and truly understand how a decision is being made is tremendously important. And I'm going to say that lastly is that a lot of this is directly tied to economic security and our national competitiveness. So there is, of course, a challenge of of bias in algorithms. However, at the same time, we need to have like regulation that's not going to slow us down too much, so the adoption is not there anymore and we're lagging behind. So I think in like conclusion, I would say, of course, AI is like moving at a dizzying pace right now, but we have seen similar transitions in the past. And if guided responsibly, I would say AI can expand opportunities, it can like reduce biases, strengthen economic security, and of course, uphold human rights. And I thank you again for having the opportunity to have me here, and I look forward to your questions.